Hi Gemini, this is Kay. You're on the Collective Soul Tarot channel. Welcome to your zodiac reading. Let's begin. I'm going to start with using the Intuit Oracle deck to pull out the near, far past energies, present energies, and the near future energies for you. And please like and subscribe. Thank you. Archangel Michael, what do we have for Gemini's near or far past energy? And I hope you're all doing well today. Alright, past energy. We have bridge, communication, unite, connecting, integrate, share, collaboration, harmony, compromise, and overcoming barriers. Overcoming some obstacles or barriers. And making a connection. Reconnecting maybe. Let's see. Present day energy is yarn. Something that's been tangled up, problems, complicated situation or circumstances. Being all tied up, it's a conundrum for you. You feel like you've been strung along. It's puzzling. There's hassles and might be feeling like things are unraveling. Alright, and the Wolverine for the near future, which is fierce, unpredictable, wild, power struggles, assertive, possessive, determined, elusive, renegade, and fearless. Yeah, so that's your near future energy. So you Gemini have made some kind of connection or been communicating, reconnected with somebody, overcome some kind of barrier with being able to be connected with something or someone. And right now, during this present time, things are kind of a little messy, complicated, might be some problems with that connection. And maybe you're feeling a little strung along by someone that you're going to have to, show your true colors with in the near future. Be your Wolverine self, being fierce, let's not say unpredictable, but you have your own inner power as a Wolverine, right? You can be assertive, you can be determined, and you can be fearless. That's pretty cool. Let's find out from Lenormand some more, get a layer of content. Archangel Michael, what can we talk about with respect to these energies for Gemini? Didn't want to give it. Something felt stuck. Alright, we got the moon. Alright, that could be romantic. Romantic energy. It could be the energy of wanting to be seen. Things are hidden, or you're just not seeing things. Things may be something that other than what they seem to be. We have the star, very interesting. So we have the moon and then we have the star beside that. I'm going to look at those for more clarification from the book. Okay, and then the near future energy is the dog. Okay, the dog's been coming out a lot, it seems, lately. Whether it's this Lenormand, type of Lenormand, or this Lenormand. Let's get some more information from the Dixie now, see if something comes out that's the same. Because when it comes out twice or more, it's definitely a strong energy. We have the book, something to do that has to do with learning something or doing something by the book. The scythe is something to do with cutting something away, cutting through. Illusions, kicking some butt. The scythe. Let's see what you might be kicking. A gentleman. So you see, when the card comes out to the right of, to the blade side, to the point, that's what you're cutting out. When the card comes to this side, this is what you're learning. This is what you're going to be, what you have been cultivating, I guess. Considering, nurturing. Yeah, some kind of information that's going to cause you to cut this person out of your life, in whatever area of your life we're talking about here for you, Gemini. So it's going to be different, obviously, for all the Geminis that watch this. Let's see. So we're going to look at the Gilded Reverie for, I want to look at the moon first, for the past energy. Love and romance, intuition and psychic abilities. So you made a connection with, I stand for, let's see here, psychic abilities, imagination and creativity are but few of the ideas I stand for. I reach across the sky and influence the waters. I am admired by all, admired all around. I bring fame, I bring honors. So you made a connection with somebody that has to do with some kind of, you feel like you have some kind of psychic connection with. You know, Gemini, something that you might have learned about, let's say like a twin flame, the twin flame journey, for example, or the soulmate connection, a very strong soulmate connection. You learned that somebody you met either recently in the past, that or a long time ago. If it's a long time ago, it's somebody that you're considering, that you had been considering making a connection, reconnecting with. If it's somebody just recently, you've made a connection with somebody. Yeah, and you've been learning about some things because you've been feeling a very strong pull to this person, a really strong connection to this person. I'm gonna at this very moment in time, because of the rest of the cards, I'm going to throw in the idea of karmic soulmate. Okay, just going to throw that in there for now. Let's see. The moon card does not quite live up to the brilliance of the sun. She is more watery in nature, emotional, and she really wants to be a star, to have recognition. Here's a star, interesting enough. So, think of the emotional sirens of the silver screen, acting by intuition, by method, living the emotions of a part they are playing in order to act. They produce great creativity, but it can also create casualties, such as Marilyn Monroe. The moon brings emotional illuminations. However, it really flourishes in close proximity to the sun. It needs the forceful energy the sun emits to shine in the world to its full capacity. The moon is recognition by others, and it is thus fame and notoriety. It illuminates only what others project onto it, so when it turns up in a reading, careful reflection is required. So we have the star, not the sun. But the star is a sun in its own, I don't know, what we call this? What is our little area of the cosmos? Yeah, I can't think of the term for it, but solar system, that's it. It's the solar system. So in our solar system we have a star, but it looks, it's the sun. It gives us light. But every other star that we see in the sky besides our own is a sun, obviously, for another solar system. So every star is a sun. Interesting enough, all right? But, so what I'm seeing here, guys, Gemini, is that I'm going to look at the star, pardon me. And look at the star. The star says, shiny sparkles, guidance and healing is what I promise through a gentle feeling. I am reassurance, inspiration, and a new path for your exploration. Wish upon a star, for I bring hope and light from afar. So they bring hope and light from afar. Arriving at the star of good prospects, indicated of this very journey through life. Yeah. So, something that is preordained, because the star shines, we don't see the light for however many light years after that. After it first lights up, becomes a star, however that happens, I don't know, but it takes a while for us to see its light from where we are located in the cosmos. So whatever it is illuminating, it's something that has been going on for a while, and we're just now seeing it. So you get my gist? My gist is that somebody you've met or have known for a while and reconnected with, or just started connecting with somebody new, they feel like you have a psychic connection with them, and you very likely do have a psychic connection with them. They may very well be your twin flame, as it is like the Akashic Records kind of thing with the book. You're learning about it. If you didn't know about it before, right now in the near recent or far past, you researched it, you looked into it, you found out there's more to it, because you just had that niggling feeling that this person feels familiar to you. Maybe you've had past lifetimes together. That's something that you believe in, right? And you most likely do. So if you're coming to tarot. So yeah, you have a connection, and you're feeling like it's a very strong soulmate connection, or a twin flame for you. However, right now you're experiencing some problems in this relationship with them, Gemini. There are like they may be very complicated and confusing to you. The circumstances are that you're feeling maybe strung along by this person, that they are maybe telling you how much they love you, but they're not demonstrating it, or they become aloof and they've disappeared from your life without explanation, right? That's kind of like a twin flame thingy. You meet them, you get on, have some really wild attraction with each other, and you have a lot of fun together and stuff like that, and one of the two always falls in love, head over heel, while the other one is denying that. It doesn't mean that they aren't, but they're denying it. And if they're denying it, it could definitely mean, even at the conscious level, they don't see it. They don't see it, they don't feel it. At the subconscious level, though, it's there. It's just that they're so busy trying to, if they're in player mode, if they are not ready, if they feel like they're too young, they're going to be saying, oh no, I can't be in love with this person. I'm not in love with this person. I'm not in love with them enough to be able to commit to them. So they start seeing other people. They start coming around only once a week. Maybe and then they start coming around after that only once a month. And you might hear from them by text or phone call, very intermittently. It's kind of when they have been out enjoying themselves, having a few drinks or whatever, and suddenly they show up at your door, or they text you and say, are you home? Are you home? Can I come by? Kind of thing. So you've been feeling like that this is like something that's not going the way that you expected that it would go, because the two of you hit it off so well, and you have this really strong connection by, after all, your twin flames, or after all, your strong soulmate, your strong soulmates with each other, right? Past lifetimes and whatnot. So, as you see where this is going, and I threw that thing out about being a karmic soulmate. So if they're not a twin flame, they could be simply a karmic soulmate. A karmic soulmate is somebody that feels very much like they've got to be like a really strong soulmate, twin flame. That you've hit it off, you have so much in common, and you have a great time, and there's this idea of love in the air. There's this idea of never ending. This idea of always going to be with this person for eternity, forever and ever. But then this person starts behaving in ways, because you see, when someone feels like the other one's fallen in love, is doing the love thing, I love you thing, they get nervous and they start behaving the opposite way. They change their alma mater. You know, alma mater. They change them. They change their modi operandi, right? If that's what you want to say, not alma mater. But yeah, anyways, they are definitely not behaving the way that you would expect them to behave if you're saying to them, I love you, or I think I've fallen in love with you, that kind of stuff, right? And making plans to, why don't we move in together? Why don't we go look for an apartment together? This kind of thing. And they're saying, well, I got to go right now, but we can do that later, kind of thing. So what happens here is that the person who you feel you have a loyalty to, Gemini, is not reciprocating this. And you are feeling like you've got to do something about their betrayal, right? Basically, of your love, betrayal of their love, and that's where this comes in. Whatever you learned, you are taking that information and saying, "Look, this is not the way I want it to go." If the story about twin flames and the journey about strong soulmates or karmic soulmates is true, then I need to kick this guy in the butt, right? Think. I need to kick him in the butt. Yep, cut him right out, because you've come together at a time where you needed to come together and see that each other exists on this planet together at the same time in this lifetime. Apart from that, though, it's all about actually them coming into your life and you coming into their life to be catalysts to change, catalysts to personal growth, spiritual development. All right, so this is where you're going to turn into the Wolverine and you're going to say, look, buddy, I have learned a lot about this stuff, and I realize that I must say, cut you out of my life, like to leave it all behind, so that I can heal from the pain that has resulted as a consequence to meeting you in the first place. I need to heal, so I'm going to get on with my life without, hoping and wishing that you'll come back. All right? So Gemini, what I would say here for you with this reading is that you're one of those people who have met somebody, been kind of strung out on a line by them, and left you for dead kind of thing, the Ten of Swords kind of thing. And you have realized, you have come to learn about it and realized it, and you're one of those Geminis that are saying, or one of those people that are saying, I don't want that person back in my life. And that is a good thing. Because when you really mean that you don't want them in your life, or for them to come back into your life, then it means that you are ready to grow and develop, to get on living your life without them in it, without wishing and praying and hoping and waiting for them to reconnect with you, to contact you and whatnot, which is what a lot of love readings are about. If you've noticed, there's a lot of love readings about the one that got away, or the one that's coming back, and the reading always says they're coming back, you're going to get communication from them, this, that, and the other thing. They really, really love you. They've come to realize they love you, and so they can't live without you, and they're too afraid to. They're very afraid. They're worried about making contact with you again, because they don't want to be rejected, and they're not sure how it's going to go. And you might just tell them, throw a pie in their face and say, I don't want you in my life. Get lost, kind of thing, right? There's a lot of readings about that. But the reading says, but they really love you. So, you might want to rethink it. You might want to give them a chance to at least hear them out, kind of thing. Okay, but you are on the wheel of destiny, which means that you are feeling like it's destined that this happened. You're come to understand, because you've educated yourself. You come to understand that this was destined to happen, and there's a reason behind it. However, it doesn't mean you have to take this person back. Not even if they've changed. It doesn't mean you have to take this person back. Besides, you might not be in a place to take someone back. You might be already connected to somebody else, committed, and so forth and so on. So, there's no real reason other than the fact that there's a strong, what would we say, I guess, divine connection between the two of you. If it doesn't work out this lifetime, you'll be trying it all over again next lifetime, and circumstances could be very different. Okay, so let's see. Wheel of Fortune. We have the Queen of Cups. Look at you! Yes! You're a very forgiving type, but you're smart. You're smart because you allow yourself to feel your heart. You allow yourself to feel your emotions. You are emotionally balanced. Okay, and because of that, you're on a very strong path of destiny that has you moving forward in a very emotionally intelligent way, which is balanced, right? So if you come across this one again, and it seems to me that you will, if it's not this person from the past, it's somebody else that you have learned that if you're feeling like you're very, very strongly connected to this one, that you're not just going to put your heart on your sleeve and say, hey, take advantage of that, okay? You're not going to do that. You're going to have your heart on your sleeve because you're not going to be hiding your love, but you're going to be very intelligent and very discerning about it. So that with the Wolverine, you're going to be fierce in the sense that you're going to have, there's not going to be any kind of power struggles, because you're going to be saying, look, this is, if this is a new person, it's not the person from the past, you're going to be saying, look, this happened to me before, I really feel connected to you, and I've learned a lot about this sort of thing, but I am not going to take you at face value and put my heart on the line for you, for this relationship. I'm going to be smart about this, and I'm going to, it's got to be equal give and take. There's none of this breadcrumbing me, ghosting me, anything like that, right? Which is what this person did. So of course, if it is this person coming back, you're going to be doing the same thing. The same discerning strategy is that you've grown as a result of what happened between the two of you, and that's, you're not together now, but they have, possibly reconnected with you recently, or that was when you first connected with them. But in any case, you're saying, I know that was part of my growth journey. It was my growth journey. I realized that, and I've grown and I've balanced as a result of that. I've become a queen, right? I've become a queen, which is somebody who teaches through, models the appropriate behavior of a queen in their element, right? And this is love, cups. So I am the type of person who is highly intuitive, and I'm a very loving, compassionate, happy, and feeling settled, and I love myself enough to not let someone try and take that love that I have taught myself to love myself, to take that away from me. And I realize that any relationship that I'm going to choose to be in, moving forward, it's got to be fair, it's got to be balanced, it's got to be equal give and take, and it's got to be with somebody who's willing to talk to me and shares. They open up emotionally to you. They're not emotionally unavailable, so forth and so on, right? And this person back in the day here was emotionally unavailable to you because they were not ready for whatever their reason, subconscious or conscious or otherwise. They just were not ready, and they weren't supposed to be ready at that time, and you realize that. Somebody in the mix, and it happened to be the other person, was not ready. and they weren't supposed to be, because that whole heartbreaking experience was to be a catalyst to change for both of you. But you would probably change a lot faster and sooner, because you're the one left with the broken heart, than they will. They will have to go through some other relationships that they're going to be falling in love with that person. So it'll be like whatever you did with them, you fell in love with them, but they didn't share it. It's going to be the opposite way for them. They're going to be in a relationship with somebody, they're going to fall in love with them, and that person's not going to share it. So they're going to get their butt kicked a few times. And that's what's going to make them grow. And, to level up and evolve like you have. Or not. It's free will, right? Unfortunately, but fortunately at the same time. Okay, so Archangel Michael's tell us more for Gemini. Tell us more, please. So you're the Queen of Cups here. Beautiful. Somebody wanted to be your companion, your friend. And you said, I see through your ways. You're out of here, with the scythe kicking him in the butt, right? That's for the past guy. Same thing with the new guy. They're going to promise to be loyal, and your loyal companion, support person, all that sort of stuff. And it's going to be all beautiful and everything. It's going to look sincere. But you're going to be saying, because of what you've learned and experienced, you're going to be saying, I'm going to be smart about this. You may not tell them that, but you, in your own mind, you've grown and evolved, and you says, hey, I'm going to be working relationships, and I don't mean to say working in such a strategic way, but I'm going to be operating in a relationship much differently than I did back then. In a way where I'm protecting myself and showing that it's self-love. I love myself enough to be discerning, not defensive, but discerning. Okay, we got the Queen of Swords. Yeah, Queen of Swords is that when this person reconnected with you, you were like, look at that look on her face. Can you see that look on her face? She's got that one eyebrow raised, the other one squinted like, yeah. What are you going to tell me now? Yeah. So that Queen of Swords is saying, look, Buster, what are you up to? What are you up to? And what have you been up to? What's going on? I want the goods. Tell me the truth. I want the goods. Tell me. You're not going further until you tell me the truth. You got the Knight of Coins. And by the way, we'll be taking this really, really slowly, because what happened before with this person is that you were, you had to keep an eye on them. Red flags all over the place. You started slowing things down with them, because it wasn't that equal reciprocity when you met this person, and the connection you felt with this person would have been very, very soulmate-ish, divinely strong, but you were still discerning enough at that time to say, there's something going on here. I need to educate myself, and I need to slow things down. Knight of Coins, right? Knight of Pentacles. I got to slow it down, because I feel like my heart is getting broken right now. That's what I feel like is happening here. I don't feel like I can trust that this guy's in it with me for the long haul. The red flags are coming up, and I'm looking at them. You were smart enough back then, Gemini. You're seeing them, and you're saying, I'm going to learn about this stuff, and then that way I'll know when I need to get out. Get out of it, right? You've got the Tower card, so yeah. You brought in the Tower, well, the Divine did, okay? Because that's kind of like what happens in a twin flame journey. The Tower comes in, things get really, really messy, complicated and whatnot, and you realize that this has been coming for a long time with the light, right, the star. This has been coming for a long time, but it's clarity that's been coming to you for a long time, especially since you started educating yourself. But you were evolved in the Queen of Cups. You are a very compassionate person who loves yourself enough to say, hey, me first. Me first for a change. The wheel is, it's got to turn. It's going to turn in my direction. But right now, this is about destiny. And I realized that it was supposed to happen and that I'm supposed to pick up a scythe and kick somebody in the butt. Kick them out, cut them out of my life. That's what I'm supposed to be doing in the tower moment or tower energy. Okay, so that whole idea of I'm going to be with this for the rest. I love them, they love me, blah blah blah, and you're seeing that you start seeing that doesn't really look like they do, and they're very elusive now. They're not staying in contact with me as much as they used to. They are basically ghosting me and cutting me out of their life slowly but surely. It's happening, and you see that happening, and then bang, they're gone. They're nowhere to be seen. And that's the tower moment. The whole thing just dissolved. Just dissolved. So now you're left with cutting somebody out who's not even around to cut out. So you're left holding the bag, as they say. So you just got to cut them out mentally and emotionally now, because there's no physical cutting them out. They're gone. I'm so sorry. And then there's the Ten of Cups here. The Ten of Cups was, this is supposed to be a happily ever after. And by golly gee, I am going to have 10 of Cups. I don't care. I'm going to have 10 of Cups. It may not be with this guy, and it most likely won't. This is what you might be telling yourself. It's not going to be with this guy ever again because he's not anywhere around. They left me. Okay, you're going to have a 10 of Cups with somebody at some point. It may not be with this person ever, but the thing about it is that this person was in a 10 of Cups with somebody. They have a family that you didn't know about. That they just didn't tell you. So you were just like, you were an option, possibly you were an option, Gemini, and that they were just wanting to have fun with you, but not fall in love. They had somebody that they were supposed to be in love with and committed to here with the Ten of Cups energy. Wow. And then the Star card. So, in the near future, things are coming to light again, of course, because this is Star card. Yeah, and things are coming to light. You're realizing things. You're getting your emotions in balance. The Star card is about finding that balance, and that balance actually instigates healing, emotional healing. So you're going to be healing because you're going to be stepping into your big Wolverine shoes about how you're going to deal with relationships and people who seem to be somebody who says they love you, and if you start seeing red flags, you're going to right away be using your scythe again, saying, this is breadcrumbing, this is red flags, this is you ghosting, this is you behaving as though you really don't love me, even though you might be telling me you love me. This is me now kicking you in the butt. So this is the person coming back, Gemini, that you're kicking in the butt. Or for other Geminis, this is a person that you went through the ordeal with, that ghosted you and kind of left you high and dry, left you holding the bag because they were in a relationship already that you either knew about or didn't know about. Commitment, right? Happily ever after with somebody and their family, their kids. But this might be for like the other Geminis, that this is a brand new person that's going to come across and say, I'm loyal to you and I'm going to be here for you, and we're going to take long walks together, whatever. They love you, but you're going to make sure that all this education didn't go for naught, and you're keeping one eye open, just like her. Keeping one eye open. Yep. Very discerning with the other eye. Yeah, very discerning. Anyways, that's what's going to happen, but you're healing as a result of, stepping into your big girl shoes. You're healing because you're taking charge. You've taken your power back from what happened to you here. That even if this is the same guy coming back, you've got the power now. They may or may not realize that. But you are standing there, like this and like this. I am the queen of love, but I'm also the queen of discernment. Black and white. My emotions, well, as a Queen of Swords, the emotions are kept in the background, but they're still there. They're still caring and compassionate, the Queen of Swords are, but only at the right time. Okay? But the Queen of Cups, she's more like, I just want to love you up. Because I love me. I gotta have someone else to love too, right? So you are definitely in those two energies where you're going to make sure that you deal with this person in a way that's the most fair and, non-karmic debt building. You're not going to build karmic debt. That's what I'm trying to say. And then we have the Knight of Cups, because here's your guide. Look at this. And this one here is the Ace of Cups, by the way, with the Ace of Hearts. They're the Ace of Cups. So, again, if this is a person from the past coming back, they're going to say, I want to be loyal to you. But you're going to be saying, all right, I've got this survey. I've got, this Queen of Swords energy. I got this survey. By the way, I do care about you a lot, and I've never stopped loving you, whatever. But I got the surveys. What have you been doing since we last saw each other? How do you feel about being with someone like me now? Where's your heart? You're going to have those questions that says, I've got power now. I've got power now, which I may not have felt I had before. You might have felt you had power, but you really had given it away to the relationship. You are not giving it away to the relationship this time. You are taking charge and taking control. You are meeting a Knight of Cups who's going to be coming in and saying, here's my cup of love. I'm very friendly, like a dog. I'm very friendly. I'm going to love you, adore you, and take care of you. I'm going to be very, very understanding, very, very compassionate, and careful with your heart, is what the Knight of Cups says. I'm going to be careful with your heart. So this is, very much dog-like energy, right? Have you ever had a dog? So, and I say that in a very respectful way, okay? They are a wish fulfillment for you. They are a wish come true. And when this card shows up, it means that the Divine is telling you in your near future, which is these two columns here, that your wish has already been granted. It's just a matter of you making sure you're good with it. That you can actually move towards someone, the relationship, feeling that you've done everything that you possibly can to be discerning and to have indicate that you have grown from the past, that you have you've educated yourself, you have learned some pretty hard-won lessons, the karmic thing, and that you are now in a position where you are in the wheel of fortune, on the path of destiny to love. And all good things, because the Wheel of Fortune is about prosperity, abundance, love, and good health, and loving yourself, love other people loving you, and that sort of thing. It's all good stuff, Wheel of Fortune stuff, right? So you are definitely with a person, whether they're the one from the past or a brand new person. This person taught you how to deal with a new person in a more emotionally intelligent way. If we can say that, emotionally intelligent way. You've got the strength and the courage of what you've learned from your life lessons with this person to back you all the way. And you'll be hearing from them soon and communicating with this person that has been keeping an eye on you social media wise. So it could be the person from the past, or it could be this a brand new person. Either way, this is either the person from the past or a brand new person. Person for the past for some of you, brand new person for some of you. But irregardless, this is a person from the past that taught you how to deal with the person from the past again as they come back into your life, changed, or a brand new person altogether. Okay? I hope that makes sense. So you are starting a brand new chapter in life because you've learned so much. You have really evolved. And look at you, Four of Wands. It's all really good. It's really even the Seven of Pentacles after that. It's all really good. You're just going to possibly be talking about moving in together with the Four of Wands, but it's a celebration of the two of you reuniting. Or uniting if it's a new person. If it's a new person, it's about talking about living together. If it's a person from the past, it's a reunion and maybe talking about living together. So the Strength, the Page of Swords, someone's been keeping an eye on you, irregardless if the person from the past is coming back or this is a brand new person. They keep an eye on you social media wise. All right, and the World is ending this chapter of having to be being in that energy of I've been stung once. When they say once shy, I don't know. See, I'm terrible at these things. Once shy, two stupid, two times stupid. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, I think you know what I'm talking about. The Four of Wands, yeah, that's celebration and maybe living together. Discussion about that. So it looks really good. Please like and subscribe, but I think this is going to be a very good, positive near future for you. And, of course, moving past that. All right, bye for now.